Hi, welcome to the first episode of What Have I Been Watching? It'll be a part of a series that I'm going to do for Netflix for our fun YouTube project that we got to do for class. So, what this series is going to be is it's going to be a showcase of what have I been watching just in my spare time. I'm a big fan of anime and other digital media, and I'm just going to talk about all that, and I might talk about some games that I've been playing. I might talk about some sports that I've been watching. So we're going to just kind of talk about what's been on my mind. The number one thing that I've been watching recently has been a rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I haven't watched since middle school. I had seen Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time during COVID. I was in 8th grade, had nothing to do, and a show that I had been just heard about all the time. Like, you gotta watch Avatar. It's added on to Netflix when I learned that school shut down, and I watched it all the way through when I was, what was 8th grade? Probably 13 or 14 or whatever, and I loved it. And I was like, dude, this show is incredible. It's not only a good kids show, it's rated, what is it, Y7 or whatever that youth rating is. I was like, this is a good show for adults, or young adults at the time, young adults. When I first watched it, kind of in that middle schoolish range for teenagers and whatever. And what got me to watch it in the first place was I was a big fan. I just started getting into anime, so I was become a big fan of all of the anime stuff, and I'd read some manga in our Granville Middle School library, and I was like, oh, this is super cool. This is like cartoons, but for better audiences. It's better written. I loved it. So I picked up Avatar because some of my favorite people on YouTube always talked about Avatar. They're like, dude, it's such a good show. So I was a very easily influenced watcher. Picked it up and I was like, oh shoot, this is really cool. So anyway, I decided to rewatch it as an adult. When you're in college, are you really an adult? You're not really living on your own all the way. So anyway, and it's just as brilliant as I remember. It's still just as absolutely incredible as I had initially remembered. And what's really jarring to me is all the episodes I didn't think were as important, they make just a world of difference now. Zuko alone is just a phenomenal episode, and so is Tales of Ba Sing Se, specifically Zuko's portion. As you can tell, I really like Zuko. He's a very well written character, and his progression throughout the whole story is just fantastic. It's settled really well with his Agni Kai against Azula, which is just looks good even for nowadays. The show's 20 years old. It still looks good for nowadays standard. So it's kind of like Teen Titans in a way, where it's the art style and the animation still actually holds up pretty well. Thought it was really well done. And I appreciated a character I really appreciated more was Iroh. The older that you get, I think the better that you will appreciate Iroh. He's as trying to be a guiding force for what is basically his son and Zuko. He tries to lead him down the right path, tries to lead him to do the right thing. And I think that Iroh is maybe the most important character in the whole show, because if Zuko doesn't turn to Team Avatar, Aang probably doesn't get to his full potential. They probably can't stop Sozin, or not Sozin. They probably can't stop Ozai and Azula. And I loved Iroh's just his wisdom and his ability just to think forward with kindness and his honesty towards Zuko. I just really appreciated him. So yeah, these are gonna be super short. Like I'm gonna spend maybe 4 to 5 minutes talking about whatever's on my mind. Next one will probably be a little bit longer. I don't know what I'm gonna be watching yet. Some of my friends are really trying to push me to watch some certain anime, so I might be watching those. I might give some opinions on that. I don't have my Switch with me, so I won't be talking about games as much. I really want to finish Persona 4. It's like bucket list item number 1 in terms of games I need to finish. So, but yeah, that's going to kind of wrap up our first little What Have I Been Watching, a part of the new Nixflix series. So really appreciate it. Anyone that's watching other than my professor. So if you stumbled upon this, you can leave a like or whatever. This is not going to be edited. It's just going to be me recording on my phone in Wheeler Hall, in room 713, the spare room, just sitting on the couch. So nothing crazy. But I appreciate it if you took the time to listen, and thank you so much. Bye. Have a good one.